boxing. So Tyson Fury, he defeats Ngannou in their recent fight in a split decision, leaving him still undefeated. Now, I'm not gonna lie, James. I watched it. Have you watched this fight?
Yeah, that was an interesting fight for sure.
Yeah. Honestly, in my opinion, you guys, I really think Ngannou won that fight. To me, especially knowing that he knocked down Fury early in the fight. I'm like, but I guess it is what it is. Who do you think feel like won that?
When I definitely agree about Ngannou.
Yeah.
And were you talking about that left hook he got on early on? And
yeah, man.
Fury looked dazed after that.
Yeah, no, he was done. He was done. I'm surprised he got up from that, but yeah, man. The way we were saying like Ngannou, he might be fresh, but he was playing like he's been playing for a long time. So whatever Mike Tyson was showing him over this, it was pretty good. But if we just kind of look at the stats right here, Ngannou had 95, 94. He landed 71 out of 223 punches. And Fury, he landed only 59, 95, 94. So, to you, James, how did Ngannou perform to you in this fight?
I thought he performed fantastic, especially considering this was his first real official boxing match.
Yeah.
And it's something he's been training for since the summer.
Right.
So
he's been real locked in, and I like to see that. And I like his sportsmanship. Even though he lost, he still was like, he didn't, pout. He wasn't negative about it. He kind of just, okay, now I got more work to do.
I had actually noticed that myself, because as they were starting to announce it, they had said split decision, and he got kind of a pretty hopeful look on his face.
Right.
And then they mentioned Fury. And he definitely, the look on his face, he was bummed out, but it wasn't disappointment. It was more about, okay, that was a close one.
Yeah, kind of like a motivational type thing that happened there. So, I mean, that's the great attitude to have. Shout out to him. I really think he won the fight, to be honest. But if we kind of just look into the pros and cons for both, Ngannou, he had a better blocking technique. He definitely blocked. I don't know what Fury was doing. He was not blocking at all. And I guess I thought since he was kind of bigger, maybe. Why do you think he wasn't blocking like that?
I can't speak for him specifically, but I think it could have maybe been something like, maybe he wasn't taking the fight as seriously as Ngannou was.
Yeah.
And he was thinking, Ngannou's not a boxer. I could take hits from him if I need to, and maybe that'll open up other opportunities. But it seemed to have the opposite effect. Even though Fury won, it seemed to not work out in his favor.
Yeah, he was throwing powerful punches. It seemed like Ngannou was ready, and he kind of had a good technique going. Fury, he allowed too many open looks, way too many open looks. Fury, he had more of an MMA approach, though, because we got to notice he elbowed him, it seemed like he thought he was in MMA for a little bit.
I thought that was interesting because it was like they were both practicing the opposite disciplines.
Yeah.
Because, Ngannou is MMA and he's well known for it.
Yeah.
So you almost wonder maybe Fury was like, I have to take this on like an
MMA fight, right.
But Ngannou, he was doing a lot more boxing is what it seemed like.
Yeah.
So a lot more technique.
And I think a lot of that has to do with kind of what Mike Tyson was showing him. He probably was getting into there. Look, this is not going to be this is not an MMA type thing. This is a boxing. So you have to block, you have to be open, you got to move your feet. Which Ngannou, he had great feet movement in this fight. But yeah, you guys, we're gonna get into the highlight plays right quick. So Ngannou, he knocks down Fury in that third round with that left hook you were just talking about. Man, that was crazy. When you seen that, like, what did you think?
I could only imagine if he connected fully because it kind of glanced off the side of his head. I noticed. Right. But if he got a full-on hit there, that's maybe a knockout.
Yeah, definitely. And it's crazy. A lot of people would have been questioning Fury, like, why did you not block, or what were you expecting to happen, after that? So that was crazy, And Fury, he gives him that elbow in that face in the sixth round, which is, do you think that was intentional?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think he was, considering how close the fight was, he realized that he could lose this game. So he did whatever he could to get the advantage there in the match.
Got you. It's definitely a dangerous thing because, he could have broke his nose or anything like that. So definitely got to be careful with that. But All right, last question, and I'm gonna pass it over to you. Who really deserved to win this fight to you, and why?
Considering it was a split decision, I really think I go a little bit more towards Ngannou.
Yeah.
Because of what he showed in the fight, and also just judging by what both of them had towards the end there, it looked like Ngannou had a lot more energy and a lot more left in the tank.
Yeah.
To continue.
Yeah, it seemed like he was still in fight mode. Like he wasn't really done fighting. Yeah, I agree with you, man. I gotta say Ngannou too, because he was just hands down on a mission. He already knew what he had to do. He was trained really well. Whoever, well, we know who trained him, but trained really well. But yeah, you guys, let us know how y'all feel about that. I read a lot of comments. A lot of people were saying Ngannou should have won that, and they liked the way that he was, he kept a positive outlook on that match. So I can't wait to see who he fights next. You guys let us know in the comment section who he fights and how y'all feel about that fight. But yeah, you guys, I'm gonna pass it over to my favorite co-host, James. What else we have?
All right. So what I thought was really